Today I'm going to show you how to take your old greeting cards and turn them into a garland, and that way when you're decorating for the holidays you'll be able to view them and not just have them stored somewhere. All you need are some old Christmas cards. You're going to need a hole punch. I'm using a 2-inch round hole punch, and then also just a regular, hole punch for like paper. And then you're going to need string. This is actually crochet thread, and I've got a crochet hook because I'm going to attach it using a crochet chain stitch, but you could easily just use the crochet thread or just any other thread and just tie it off. I like to do the chain because I find that I don't have to measure out and it just looks more even to me, but it's up to you. And I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook in case anybody is going to be using that method. Okay, now, when it comes to the Christmas cards that you're going to use, obviously don't use ones that are like super sentimental to you, or, like the last Christmas card your grandmother ever sent to you or anything like that. This one was sent by someone that we had done business with. You get on these like Christmas card mailing lists, and it's nice and everything, but I don't have room to keep all of the Christmas cards I've ever received, and it's not like I would really go back and look at them unless they are like super special to me. But if I go ahead and do this, I will remember it because I'll be able to see it every holiday season when I do my decorating. So as long as I use the garland that I'll be making. Now, all you really need to do is just sort of pick out where you want your shape to, where your punch to be. Now, this one obviously just has like one main picture on it. Sometimes, it's a full, like card is full of something on there, and that's fine. If there's any writing on the inside that, for whatever reason you want to keep, you can certainly make sure that it's centered on that. But this one isn't really anything super special, so I'm just going to go in and go for it. Now, because I want to get, the most little circles, I'm not going to put one in like the direct center, but I still want this this print on there, and I know that this where it is. And you can also tell on this hole punch, it tells you where the centers are. There's little arrows that mark it, so if you're good with spatial reasoning, you should be fine. Okay. And see? That's all you do. And now I'm going to go ahead and just do a few more on this card. And I will tell you that you have to turn it over and just double check. I don't want you to see the person's name on there, but you can see, you can look on the underside of the punch and tell where you're lined up at if you need to. Okay, now if you get to a point where, like, obviously I can't reach that, what I would probably go ahead and recommend doing is just take your scissors and cut that little area away till you get where you want to be. You may have to cut a little bit more depending on what it is or where you want to go. And I usually do double check. See if I had done the hole punch, if I had done the punch right there, you can see like there's, see that little space there that wouldn't have been shown up, so I know that I need to trim that off just a little bit more so the hole punch can get in closer. And depending on, the card that you're using and things like that, you can get quite a few of these little circles out of it. It'll just depend on the card itself and the size punch that you're using. Since I'm just showing you how to do this, I'm not going to cut any more of the other cards yet. I'll show you at the end, like when we do the full, how it's all put together. But for now, I'll just show you how it's done. All right, now with your other hole punch, your small hole punch, you're just gonna punch a hole, and you want to do it sort of at the same distance on each of them, but I know that that's, you know, it's not as easy to do that unless you kind of push it in the center, and we want it more, you know, you can see you want it further enough in so it's not going to rip, but you know, you don't want it down too far. And then you're just going to continue to do that. And see, you can see it's like about there. Okay. And then once you have all of these little ones punched out, which it doesn't really take that much time, I'll show you how to go ahead and string it together. Now if you want to, like I said, you could just use the string and tie it, you know, just do a knot, but that's not what I'll be doing. So I'll just go ahead and make a slip knot. Okay. And then what I do is I take the little, you know, hole, or the little punched card, and I'm just going to slip it over, after I've made the slip knot, slip it over the, I'm going to slip it over the hook, and then I'm just going to sort of bring the yarn through, yarn over and bring it through, and then pull it through. So I'm basically just making like a slip stitch, and you will have to sort of keep it tight if you can. And then you'll just determine how far out you want each of them. I'm going to do mine 12 chains apart. And I just continue to do that until, so I'll just make the chain stitch until I get it to where I want to start my next one. And give me a second and I'll show you that one again, or that part again. Okay, and then when you're ready for your next one, you're just going to go ahead, you're going to slip it on the same way, like the same direction. So when I put it on, I made sure it was facing up, so that way when it lays, it'll lay the same way. Okay, and then I just yarn over and pull through. Okay, and I just yarn over and pull through, and when you get to the end, or when you actually get back to the back of it, I normally just hold the yarn, pull through, and then I'll tighten the strand. And you're gonna want the chain to sit like on top. So you're not gonna pull it so tight that it's like in the back. You're gonna want the string at the top. So that way when you're hanging it up, it'll drape, you know, really nicely. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just do the rest of the cards that I have, and that way I can show you what the garland looks like all together with the cards, you know, mixed and matched. Okay, here's the garland all like strung up. I like to do this with my old Christmas cards every like 2 or 3 years, just depending on how many cards I get that I, you know, want to use for this. This is a really, really simple way to sort of just make it festive and fun, and I really like it. I'll just make, you know, a quick comment. I am using thumbtacks. You can sort of see there's like little white dots at the top. I'm using those little white thumbtacks to poke holes in the ceiling, or I mean at the top of the wall. Those I will have to fill in if we ever sell the house. So, but I know that going on, but I've just used the same hole when I put them back up, if I put them back up, so it's no big deal. Here's a different one on another wall, and I just wanted to see, you know, show you how you could string it out differently. Personally, I think it sort of almost looks like, you know, Christmas lights, but, you know, out of paper. I just think it's really nice, and, you know, when I look at them, I can almost always remember where I got such and such from, like such and such card from.